All right, so today we are looking at a Genie screwdriver trolley and door arm, and we do have a sectional Genie screwdriver rail up here. So yeah, I did put up another machine, and you guys should already know what I have installed. So if we follow this rail back, you will see this beautiful operator. So, I installed my Genie G5000 screwdriver. Yeah, so this one, it actually runs really good. This thing is definitely the quietest Genie screwdriver I've ever had up here. Of course, this was the opener that was in my grandparents' garage for many years. And I actually think this one runs even quieter up here than it did in their garage. It definitely ran quiet in their garage. It, ran really good. But it seems like it's even quieter up here. So yeah, that's really nice. So yeah, we do have the original rail. This is the original arm too that went to this opener. Not the original carriage, I don't have that. This carriage was stripped. But anyway, so yeah, I just kind of have the sensors laying up there, and I have the button hanging off. I know last year I kind of mounted it on the angle, but I didn't have any more screws. I lost the screws that I'd used for that, and I didn't have any more, so I just did that. And honestly, I'm just gonna do that from now on because I'm a bit lazy. So yeah, this one was a little bit more challenging to put in. I had to mount it a little bit different. I'll come up on this ladder and show you what I had to do. So up here, basically I have a piece that goes across right there. And the reason for that is because, well, as you can see on this machine, if we come up this ladder now, you will see that there's just these holes up here. And well, I have it on that hole right there. On the slightly newer Genie screwdrivers that use an RPM sensor, they have these holes, and these holes, the edge of this is more close to the side of the opener than those holes on that machine are. So I couldn't, bend the angle iron far enough to reach it. So I had to just have it go straight down, and then I have a piece that goes over. I also had to raise it one hole as well. This is the same brackets that I used last year. They're just slightly shorter than those which I use on the Chamberlains. So yeah, it works the same. It's just as solid, but it's just a little bit different. So anyway, let's go ahead and run this. We have just this push button here. This is the original button, and I have my beautiful GT90-1. We'll start off with the button here. So let's go ahead and run it, and here we go. So yeah, the rail does shake quite a bit on this one. I'm not really sure why, but as you can tell, it's extremely quiet. It definitely does come pretty close to the rail, but that's okay. I'm not leaving it up permanently. I think it's probably about the same as, where it was on the other Genies, because, usually I'd have the angle iron bent this way a little bit. But anyway, we'll go ahead and run this back down. We'll run it with the button again. And this button does light up. When it was installed in my grandparents' garage, it had that weird switch on it, which basically made the light not work in this button. So that's kind of weird, but anyway, we'll run this down. So yeah, I don't know if you can kind of tell, the rail is shaking quite a bit, and I'm not really sure why that is. It's just chattering. So anyway, we'll go ahead and run this again. I'll get a top view of this. We'll come up here, and I'm a little further away than usual, but should be able to still do it. Let's go ahead and run it again. There's the clutch. So yeah, obviously the door doesn't open all the way. This is a 7-foot rail. I don't have, you know, an 8-foot rail for any of these Genies, but this one you have to use the extensional rail, or not the extensional rail, the 3-piece rail. I don't have an extension for this rail. Yeah, so sectional rail, that's what I meant. I think I just made up a word. Anyway, we'll go ahead and run this back down from the outside. There's the 8587. So yeah, it looks great. I also made that Genie sticker. And it's honestly hard to tell if that's not the original one. I think it came out great. We'll run this back up. Can't run it with the keypad because it's not connected to anything. Yeah, you almost can't even hear the opener over the plane that's going by. This is such a quiet machine. It's, like I said, probably the quietest Genie screwdriver I've had up on this door. This thing is just beautiful. I'll get a quick sensor check here. As I said, my sensors are mounted up here. So if we just move these out of alignment, it stops and goes back up. And I'll do a force test as well. The clutch was actually set pretty much exactly where I wanted it. I didn't even have to mess with it when I put this in. So anyway, we'll do a force test. So yeah, that works just fine too. I made a video of putting this opener in. I'm going to post that later this week sometime. That's probably gonna be the last time I ever film myself doing this, because it's just kind of a pain in the ass, and I'm also not very good at it. The one I made installing this was pretty low quality. A lot of it's just off camera, but I'll post it anyway. But that probably will be the last time I film them. I only did a couple other ones last year, so anyway, we'll go ahead and run this back down from up top. Here she goes. So yeah, it's such a beautiful machine. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. Don't really have too much else to say about it. I do have my release cord and tag up there. Guess it's on the other side. There's the model number, 1.5 horsepower model G5000. This one was made in, I believe, December of 1993. So yeah, these clutch machines were made from 1993 to 1995, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this one was a little on the earlier side. Most of them were made in 93 or 94. I have seen a couple that were made in 95, but anyway, so yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. We'll run this up one more time. We'll run from over here, and we'll run it with the beautiful GT90-1 again. Here we go. Don't want to run it too many times in a row, because I do remember that this one would overheat if you ran it too many times in a row. But I think I should be good. You know, if I run it down one more time, as long as I just do it once more, it should be fine. We'll run it with the push button one more time for our last run down. And yeah, as you can also see, I do have some wire nuts up there. This one, the sensors don't plug in the same way as these do with the terminals. There's this little plug thing that comes out of the front of the machine. So that's the way the sensors go in on this one. It's a little bit different. But anyway, we'll run this back down, and here we go. it overheated. Well, that's what I was talking about. This one actually would overheat if you ran it too many times. So, you know, I'll let it cool off, and I'll run it one more time for you guys. All right, so I've given it plenty of time to cool off, so we'll go ahead and run this thing one more time here. So yeah, that, about it overheating, it's done that for a long time. I remember when I was little, I used to run it all the time, and eventually it would just shut off if you run it. I think if, you know, you run it 3 times, it's usually good, but if you run it like 4 times, sometimes it'll overheat. If it doesn't overheat on the 4th time, it definitely will if you try to run it 5 times. So yeah, anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll run it down from over here, and that will be it. Hopefully it doesn't overheat again. All right, there we go. So yeah, I figured I'd give you one more run just to, you know, run it at full time for the last run. So yeah, and obviously my rail is extremely greasy. No matter how hard you try to be careful, you're gonna get grease everywhere when working on these things. It's just what's gonna happen. So yeah, there you go. That is the Genie G5000 installed in my garage. So yeah, I'm honestly not sure when I'm gonna, you know, do another one of these. In the summer, it is definitely hot out here, and I've been working on this thing for most of the day, and I still have to put that thing up later tonight. So yeah, it's definitely a bit tiring, but you know, it is nice to see some openers, especially this one, because I grew up with this opener, just like I grew up with the 1245s. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll have the installation video of this up later this week sometime. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.